Spurs from Game 1. Kevin Durant was a non-factor over the final 5 minutes, which came with the Suns down by 6 when this stretch began. 0 shots, 0 free throws attempted during clutch time, did not score in the first and third quarters, still managed to score 27 points because his name is Kevin Durant. So let's talk about it. Is the Suns' season on the line? We're talking about championships and everything else.
Take it away. No, you got to take it away. You got to take it away.
Take a drink.
Don't take a sip. Oh, man.
Fine time. Look at this.
Because the difference between the Suns and the Warriors is the Warriors are opening on the road to whatever degree. Again, I know it's a short trip. The Suns will be about to go down 2-0, losing both games on their home floor. Is this a must-win for KD and company?
Yes, this is a must-win, and I think unlike the series that we just discussed, the Clippers, I don't see them taking their foot off the gas, should they get up 2-0 in this series. And so, to me, it becomes the reality of the Clippers' depth. It becomes the reality of the Clippers' personnel that can make it as challenging. I get it, KD still had 27, but can make it as challenging on KD as possible. Can essentially neutralize Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton in spots, but like Clippers have personnel to match up with that. And then you've got guys on the Clippers roster that are stars in their roles. For Russell Westbrook to be benched in the third, going into the fourth, and then come in and have the biggest 3 possessions of that ball game down the stretch, absolute star in their role.
So explain something to me. Explain how those numbers I just put up there. How does Kevin Durant not get a shot when the game is being decided in the final 5 minutes? Like when the game is actually happening, how does that take place?
Well, I put the first onus on Kevin Durant. He's one of the best players on the planet. You demand the basketball. You don't be passive. This is not the same situation as it was in Golden State where there was continuity. You're playing with 2 other ball-dominant guards to man the ball. And then secondly, which is I think is a bigger point, Monty Williams got out-schemed. He got out-coached. Ty Lue ran circles around him the entire game. So at the end of the day, we sit here and talk about KD, Devin Booker, CP3, but Monty Williams has to demand other things from his players to get his best player the ball.
Can the reason possibly be that Greeny was right and that when you can't play 8 games together and all of a sudden walk into a playoff environment and have everyone know exactly what their role is and know where these guys still have name tags on their jerseys because they're introducing themselves to each other. And now, I don't know where he wants the ball. I don't know where we're going to go. What are we going to do?
What do you mean you don't know where Kevin Durant wants the damn ball?
Not that he wants it, but where he wants it.
How he can't just stand in the corner. He was standing in the corner. The post presser, he's like, I was waiting for the ball to be swung to me. But you can't wait for that.
All that aside, I'm with Jay. Monty Williams has to recognize that my best player, best player, is not getting the shot, he's not getting the ball, and he's not being aggressive. I got to make that happen. He talked about it yesterday and admitted that I got to be better in that. I've got to recognize when he's not getting the ball, we got to get him the ball. And that's something to watch in game 2. But I'll tell you what, must win? No. You know why? Go to L.A. What kind of crowd are you getting in L.A.? It's the Clippers. It's not the Lakers. It's not a home court advantage. The Suns can still win the series down 0-2.
Yeah, and the single biggest reason they are where they are right now is that we sometimes forget that Kawhi, when he gets going, because you don't see it, it's like, what is that thing that you only see every now? Haley's Comet. It just kind of goes by every now and again. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. It's Kawhi Leonard. Beautiful. He's like the best player in the entire league. We only get to see it like once every 4 years.
Are you saying Haley's Comet does load management for like 8 years?
I'll take it. I'll take it. You only see her once every 3 years. Fine. 2019, Kawhi's back.
I need to see Haley's Comet in the regular season. Jay Will on ESPN Radio.
Well, Sage, one of the big things the Suns were talking about at their practice yesterday was the number 19. Only 19 three-pointers they got up in game 1. That is not their game. They need to get more going on the perimeter. And one of the reasons that happened is because Ty Lue and the Clippers threw a defensive game plan at Phoenix they weren't ready for. Messing with normal matchups, changing the coverages. And then late in that game, Kawhi Leonard walled off Kevin Durant. Pretty much face guarded him, prevented him from getting the ball even in his hands down the stretch of that game. So they need to develop some new strategies. And Sage, I do think while we watched and were in awe of how good the Suns were with Durant in the lineup, the fact that they only played 8 games together meant that they didn't quite have sort of the background and resilience to deal with in-game adjustments. So that's something they're going to have to deal with and try to get better on in the preparation for tonight's game 2.
Yeah, I think the fact that Kevin Durant, generational talent, we all know that, but they still need time to play together, and that's something they just have not had. So KD versus Kawhi, such an interesting matchup. We expect it to go down to the wire again in this game tonight. Both are finally healthy as well. As far as the Clippers are concerned, Brian, Ty Lue, What is he saying? Because he knows Monty and company are going to make those adjustments.
Yeah, what the Clippers are bracing themselves for is a much different stance from Kevin Durant. He scored 0 points in the first quarter of this game one. He scored 1 basket in the last 7 minutes of the game. The Clippers know that's not going to happen. They know that they're going to try to get the ball in different situations, and instead of having him be sort of a bystander waiting for the ball to come to him, that the Suns are probably going to run some new actions designed to get the ball in Durant's hand easier. Ty Lue said he's not exactly sure what Phoenix is going to do, but he knows that there's going to be a much more aggressive Kevin Durant right from the tip-off tonight. The Clippers are going to be ready, and I'm sure Durant will be too.
I just absolutely love this matchup, and it's so fascinating the fact that nobody talked that much about the Clippers all season long. It was all about the Suns, but this Clippers team has so much experience. It's a 10 Eastern tip tonight out in the desert. Wendy and Joy, thank you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. Game 2 of round 1. Phoenix Suns taking on the LA Clippers tonight is one hell of a matchup, right? One hell of a matchup. You have 2 elite teams. However, in game 1, Kevin Durant took less shots than DeAndre Ayton in the fourth quarter. That can now happen. I remember watching this freaking game and I was just shaking my head the entire fourth quarter. I could not believe my eyes. You're supposed to be the best player on the planet. I get it. You want to distribute the ball. You want to get your team involved, but that doesn't make any sense when your opponent, Kawhi Leonard, is going off. So at the same time, you know, LA Clippers did a phenomenal job, right? Russell Westbrook just killed it on the defensive side and the rebounding. Not so much offensive, but still. Phoenix Suns have got to figure this out, or otherwise LA Clippers are going to take over, and it's going to be a sweep, because Phoenix Suns have no depth, none whatsoever, and Kevin Durant has to be Kevin Durant. There's no other way around it. CP3 has his work cut out for him because Scott Foster is reffing this game. Whenever Scott Foster refs this game or his games, he loses. I think he's 13 playoff straight losses when Scott Foster refs the game. So that should tell you something. Tonight, Scott Foster is the lead referee, and I'm not going to tell you who to pick, but I already know who's going to win this game, right? I'm pretty sure it's going to be the LA Clippers because Scott Foster is reffing, and the LA Clippers had the Phoenix Suns number last game. Phoenix Suns have got to figure this out because they're going to go home early. Let's just say that. LA Clippers, Phoenix Suns tonight. Who are you going to pick? You choose, right? I think it's going to be LA Clippers, but leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me who you guys think is going to win this game. LA Clippers or Phoenix Suns? This is Jag from Jaggy Sports.